What's goody, everyone, and welcome to a special post-commentary edition of Let's Play Super Smash Bros. Wii U. In this episode, it's all about Amiibos. So, in this episode, we're going to have an Amiibo, as you can see right here from my Wii U gamepad that I've gotten to work. Turns out I had the charger and it did work. I don't know why I said it didn't work. This is moving too fast already. We're gonna be making our own Amiibo for this entire episode, and I'm going to be showing you how to fully train an Amiibo. I picked Palutena because Palutena at the start has all of her custom moves available. Palutena is the only character besides the Mii Fighter that has all of their custom moves available at the start, so I figured it would give us the most diversity. Usually when I had the Amiibos, I was collecting the Amiibos, I would completely train them in the order of which I had gotten them. But it's been a long time since I had trained some of them, it was back in the Wii U days, that, I just haven't gotten back to doing it. But anyways, this is basically what you do. You pick the color you like, and then you give it a name. That's how you kind of start. And there are some that I just, long since didn't get the time to train in the Wii U era of Smash Bros. Which I feel like Amiibos are handled the best in this game. That's a thing that this game has that Ultimate doesn't have. Because Ultimate, I don't think, has custom moves. This game does. So you can give them whatever special move that you like. So first of all, we're going to feed them equipment. Now this is different from an Ultimate because Ultimate is attack, shield, and grab. This, you're dictating what your Amiibo will be best at. Attack, defense, or speed, or in some instances, just all three. Or it could be attack and defense, or attack and speed, or defense and speed. Something like that. But you also have these bonus effects. Some of these equipment have bonus effects. Like for instance, you could see some on the side that have decreased run speed, increased run speed, so on and so forth. You'll see what I fit Palutena with. But right here, you can see that you get 3 choices on what special move that you would like for them to have. Regular, like standard special, right special, or side special, up special, and down special. There's 3 different ones. The default that you have is the one the numbered 1. The other 2 that are there are customs. I know some people that prefer the custom moves of other characters, and were kind of miffed that they were taken out of Ultimate. Like, it was such a cool thing to have alternate moves for each character. And, some of them didn't really make much sense, but other ones were pretty cool. And Palutena's trailer, basically, showed off that you can, she has so many moves, so they made it completely, all of them completely available. But here I went for super speed, because I'm going to make her a fast Palutena with some strength. I was going over what I would like. I did Heavenly Light because I just wanted to, but it doesn't really fit with this character, I come to find out. Her jump is going to be very high, so Rocket Jump being the lowest recovery based up special, that works. Lightweight, again, is another thing to just make her fast. I guess Auto Reticle would have worked here, because I also wanted to do Explosive Flame just because of how cool it is, but it didn't really make sense for the character. I suppose Heavenly Light didn't make much sense either. But I'm going for a fast, speedy, jumpy Palutena. So right here, I'm just going to show off how you save each character, and how you use an Amiibo, just to show proof that I did it. I'm not going to be doing this every single time, but at least for the first half of the video, you're gonna just see as I introduce more Amiibos into the fray. But first things first, when I train an Amiibo, I don't know who exactly gave me this idea to do this. It was when I looked way back when I first started training Amiibo, it was this guide that I found that I really thought was useful, and I used it for every single one since then. Basically, from 1 to 10, you have it face a computer, not an Amiibo, a computer. And you have it be a balanced character like Link, Fox, or Samus. Most of the time I use Link or Fox. And you set them to level 9. I do 3 stocks here. I think other times I had done different stocks, because like I said, it's been years since I actually trained an Amiibo all the way through, so I might make some mistakes here or there, and I'll make note of when I actually did. But first, you're going to want to have them be on a Omega, or Final Destination stage. And you just let them fight. A lot of this is going to be, and it's cool that they got the first hit, a lot of this is just going to be watching, like training an Amiibo, just seeing what they do, and sort of kind of ad-libbing with your direction since then, like what you see. So the idea is to put them against a balanced character. So you already got a level. A character that can basically show the functions of just, you know, a regular Smash character, what a regular Smash character can do in a game. Nothing like, not an overly powerful character. I think that's why I think Link is perfect for this, because Link is like not fast, not very combo heavy, not very strong, not very heavy in general. Link is like the perfect base character in this game, because you can't say that Mario is anymore, because Mario is Mario is quick, more combo heavy. So some would say Mario. I would slightly disagree with that. Some people that are following a similar thing to train Amiibos would probably say that Mario could fit into this first like levels 1 to 10 training. But yeah, I wouldn't say that. And right off the bat, you're gonna gain levels a lot quicker. That's why we're already at 1 to 5 in this one battle. But there we go. Don't expect your Amiibo to win many battles. At the very least, don't expect them to win until a decent level. Then yeah, I closed out of that so quickly, so I showed it in slow motion. Alright, well, I usually do Link and Fox, so that's what I'm going to do here. I just included Samus because I guess Samus fits that bill. I'm not going to be showing off entire fights. I might show off entire fights, like, soon. But, you know, there's some things that they don't really need to be seen. You will see every single level of this character, though. That is for sure. Like, one right there. But yeah, don't expect them to do well against the level 9 computer. Expect them to get their shit wrecked. Expect them to get fucked up. Basically, you're gonna be watching this poor Amiibo get fucked up for 50 levels, basically. Only when they're fully leveled up will they be comparable to other Amiibos that you have. I'm gonna say outright, though, this Palutena Amiibo, maybe it's because I'm just out of practice, but I didn't make it to be as great. In hindsight, maybe I should have made it defense and speed. I think that would have done better than attack and speed. But it is what it is. The Amiibo, you'll see at the end how this goes out. This goes out. This happens. Also, we got 6 levels with Link, 2 with Fox. It's going on years that I would train Amiibos. I have so many Amiibos that are trained. But anyways, after, if you just use that Amiibo, it'll give you the option to tweak the Amiibo. And this is where I kind of decide what I'm going to have this Amiibo specialize in. I mean, I already decided the speed, but I didn't know what I wanted to give, like, the bonus effects. You can only have 3 bonus effects. So if you use all 3 and you want to get another one, you have to replace a different one. So I gave it Powered Up in a Crisis, Improved Braking Ability, and Improved Jump. So braking ability means, like, it'll be able to turn on a dime, basically. And now I'm just gonna I'm gonna show off every single item that I give it. And then when you give it a certain amount, your Amiibo is then full. And then you can't give it anymore. It's like a virtual pet. And then you do it again, you save it, and then you remove it. I also love that it has the little Amiibo box thing for the Mario. Like, If you still have that, that's a collector's item in my mind. All my Amiibos, I never wanted to get rid of the packaging, but they done did it. Now, I'm gonna show off the first Amiibo that started it all. Dark Sonic. I saw the Sonic in store, and I was like, I have to have that. I just have to. I wasn't really too keen on buying Amiibos at the very beginning, but I saw the Sonic and I was like, I need it. Because I'm a Sonic fan, obviously. However, I am kind of doing this wrong. At this point, I would switch to fighting it myself, but I kind of made a mistake here and was like, oh, I'll have it be against an Amiibo that is very similar to it. Or at least that's what I'm going for. The Dark Sonic is very, very fast and attack heavy. Doesn't have that much defense. In fact, I would say Dark Sonic is probably one of the weakest Amiibos that I have. Simply because, and it shouldn't be because it's been around the longest, but just by the way that I made it, and also by the fact that if you're having Amiibos fight each other a lot to sort of gain, like, knowledge and such, logically, the next one you make should always be the best one. So by default, I feel like that makes Sonic the weakest, or at least one of the weakest. But I would suppose the next step from 10 to 20 levels-ish would be fighting it yourself and sort of trying to teach it, like, show it how a person actually fights, instead of just having it hop around as an Amiibo. Levels 20 to 30 are more so one-on-one matches with Amiibo characters, but I kind of jumped the gun here a little bit early. Like I said, it's been years since I actually trained Amiibos, so it was hard to kind of remember what the actual steps were, and I wasn't trying to look up a guide, because I don't know that I would get the same kind of guide that I had gotten all those years ago, and I didn't want to change up that much. Because this is just also showing and sharing my experience raising Amiibo, and just having Amiibo, collecting them in general. So like I said, the first Amiibo I ever got was Sonic. Because I think when the whole concept of Amiibos for Smash Brothers were a thing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Sonic. And I really wanted to get Sonic, just to have it. Then as I started collecting more, it just was like, no, I have to have every single Smash Brothers trophy, because that's what I considered them as. At the time in this game, they were trophies. Like, Smash Brothers had trophies I had to collect just to have, like, you know, that table of trophies that you see after every time you beat Classic Mode. I wanted to have that. Like, that looks so cool to me. And eventually I did. It took many a time, but I guess I'll talk about that later. But eventually I did get every Amiibo for Smash Brothers. Technically I don't have female Robin, but I'm pretty sure I'll eventually get that one too. It's just, you know, the alternate costumes and such are kind of hard to come across. Harder to come across, I should say. Also, a thing that you can do is if you want your Amiibo to sort of take after some of your traits, or some of the things that you do, after you kill it, you could taunt. Or if you taunt frequently, it will pick up on that, and it will then taunt, like, for a kill, or taunt in general. Like, it learns from the things that you actually do, and then it'll end up doing them. Like, if you do, like, jumping aerial combos, or things of that nature, like, it'll then be like, hey, I'm gonna do these things more. It learns from what it is, like, it's not just, like, it's almost kind of like an AI. I mean, it basically kind of is an AI. That it learns from its environment and then uses it to its advantage after the fact. Like, it takes what it knows and then puts out whatever its output is. It takes in and then it outputs, based on the knowledge of what it takes in. Also, you can see the added effects that I've given it, like Powered Up in a Crisis is working right now. That's what the little glowing effect is right now. You saw Sonic had one at the start. I believe I have Powered Up at the start for Sonic. At least that's one of them. Powered Up can mean speed, strength, all that stuff is powered up. I haven't noticed the breaking on a dime stuff yet, but, you know, it's a long video, so we'll probably get that at some point. I think the Palutena does start getting better here. You can kind of see it. I mean, I'm at 74%. I mean, I'm a little rusty with the Wii U even still, even though that I've been playing it for a bit now for this Let's Play, but it's also kind of hard to deal with an Amiibo that can jump really high, go all over the place. Like, that's kind of what I tried to make this Amiibo maneuverable, but when it hits, it packs with a punch. Again, in hindsight, I probably should have made it, like, fast, defensive, so that not only can you not catch it, but you can't kill it. So that probably would have made this Amiibo a lot more dangerous. Eventually, I want to train every single one that I have, but in doing so, I would need to train certain ones only in Smash Ultimate, and to be honest with you, if I'm going to train any of the Amiibo that are for Smash Wii U alone, I'm going to just train them in Smash Wii U, because then I can use the custom moves. Because if you know, all the characters that are only in Ultimate don't have custom moves. Like, the Ice Climbers, like, they don't have custom moves. Ridley, I almost just said Splatoon. But yeah, the Inklings, so on and so forth, they don't have custom moves. Similarly, the DLC characters for this game also don't have custom moves. So all of those are going to have these same basic moves. Now, to talk about what's on screen for a second, I know, crazy, right? I would also like to say you should mix in playing as the actual character that your Amiibo is. Kind of mix it in a little bit to try to show them how you think that character should be playing. A lot of the times I've been trying to get grabs, I've been trying to do a lot of aerial combat as much as I can. There's me forgetting that the warp doesn't do anything. But I think Palutena is really good for aerial combat, so that's kind of what you should prioritize if that's the kind of, you know, Amiibo you're going for. That's kind of what I was doing here. I mean, I don't play as Palutena. It's probably one of the lesser characters I play as. I wouldn't say she's bad, because as playing as her in this, see, look, it just killed me. But also, I'm not experienced as Palutena at all. I think she's good. Like, if you know how to play as her, like, there are some things that I wasn't sure that I was able to do here that I just ended up doing, and it actually worked out pretty well. Also, that was just stupid. Like, I'm falling, but I'm gonna shoot you. Like, her tilts especially do a lot. Like, a lot more than I would think. So definitely using her tilts are pretty good. Plus, I feel like I haven't gave Palutena or the Kid Icarus characters generally, like, if you want to call it respect that they deserve. I tend to bash them a little bit, just because Sakurai gave a lot of Kid Icarus, maybe not representation, yeah, I would say representation, because there's a lot of Kid Icarus enemies in Smash Run. There's a lot of trophies compared to other series. There's just a lot. Like, it's overwhelming. Like, you could kind of say with Kirby, like, well, Kirby's one of Nintendo's biggest series, so the fact that it has a lot of representation in some ways, you can't necessarily attribute that too much to Sakurai being the creator of Kirby and the Kirby games and such, the developer. With Kid Icarus, though, when Kid Icarus got so much, and even still in Ultimate, you can see that there's just so much Kid Icarus stuff, despite the fact that Uprising was like the last game that Kid Icarus had, and it was a long time ago at this point when that came out. That it's like, alright, this is kind of showing your bias a little bit, Sakurai. But I haven't gave Kid Icarus, I guess, the proper time of day. So, Palutena, the Amiibo, my pal, that's kind of what we're gonna do here. This is a love letter to Amiibo people, and also a love letter to Kid Icarus fans. There you go, I gave you something. Also, I like that little bit right there where we just kept doing the same move and, like, hitting it off of each other. That's pretty good. Also, why did the level up sound kind of edited out there? As we go forward, I'm not going to be showing off like full battles and such. I think I didn't do that with the level 9s as much. I'm kind of just going to show every level, of course, that they do, as well as, you know, moments that kind of mattered, like right here, when my pal got a kill on me. Well, I will say Kid Icarus has really good music. But if one gets bored with training amiibos, you know, I can understand. Like, especially if you're trying to collect every single one and train every single one. It takes a lot of time. A lot of time. I'm gonna tell you straight up, this video is gonna be an hour. And that's with editing out, like, it was probably a total of 2 hours or so. Probably 2 hours and 10 minutes, I'd say, to train this amiibo from, you know, start to finish. So the fact that, you know, I was able to half that to make this video, like, it took a lot of work. That's why this video came out pretty late. Like, just taking 2 hours out of every single day that you have to train an amiibo, or maybe like 1 hour of amiibo training a day, like, a lot of that is not playing against the amiibo. I mean, if, you know, you can train the amiibo however you want. This is just my way of doing it. And that way involved, a lot of the times, not fighting it myself to train it. Anyways, after you use an amiibo for a bit, when you're done using it, they'll have this little box next to them, and every time you kind of have to save it. So that box indicates things that the amiibo picks up while you're playing as it. So we're gonna go back over to Amiibo after this break. What's goody guys, it's Jay Ruffer and I hope you're enjoying this video. Remember that you can become a member of this channel for only $1.99 a month. That's under $24 for an entire year. With becoming a member, you get access to exclusive content like my complete Let's Play of Sonic Origins featuring Tails and everyone's favorite echidna, Knuckles. You also get access to my 1 year of GM mode in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and Godzilla Save the Earth exclusive action mode runs. That's not even mentioning the cool badges and member exclusive emotes you'll get to use in chat, plus so much more to come. And if you want to help out the channel without becoming a member, please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell as well to stay updated on more new content from me, Jay Ruff. Also, make sure to catch my streams every Wednesday, but keep an eye out because streams can happen other days as well. Thanks again for watching, and let's get back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Now, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. See, we got a trophy, we got more custom equipment, and we got gold. After you use an amiibo in a battle, or a series of battles, you'll always have things like this to pick up. Some of it could even be new custom moves that you don't have already. So it's always good to always save the amiibo afterwards, and then you could take its stuff. Like, take the stuff that it gives you. So we're going to save Palutena again after giving it some equipment. And then I will show you, let's see what happens when we put Dark Sonic on there. There, we got some, and that's a double Final Smasher X attack, so that one specifically gives you, sometimes if you use a Final Smash, you get double the Final Smash, which is pretty cool. But alright, we've saved the amiibo, now we're going into the next phase, which will be back to fighting against amiibos. First, I'm gonna try fighting it against, again, a fast and attack-heavy amiibo. My Samurai P, which, as far as design goes, is probably one of my favorite that I've ever made. Coming up with names for these amiibos to make it seem like they're different characters is also really fun. Like I just love doing it. If you just have it be like, oh, I'm gonna name this one Palutena or Pikachu or whatever, it's just not as fun. Like naming a Pokemon. Like, I like to give it like a bit of a personality. So we got Samurai P here. It's a little different shaded. It's, you know, got the headband. It's my Samurai P. I mean, this was before we had Pikachu Libre, so I mean, I probably would have just done that. Come to think of it, did Samurai Pikachu get replaced by Pikachu Libre? I'm not sure. But Pikachu is a fast and strong Amiibo. I would say it also, the Pikachu in general in Smash is kind of similar to Mario, quick, combo heavy. But it still could barely be seen as balanced. But anyways, Sonic wasn't the only Amiibo I got first. I also got Bowser. I got Sonic and Bowser, the first two Amiibos I got, because I got Sonic, and I was like, well, there's a Bowser one right here, I should just get two, you know, not just to get one. And Bowser was the one I picked. The second ever Amiibo I trained was Bowser. And still to this day, Bowser is without a doubt one of the best Amiibos I ever trained. This Bowser is so incredibly powerful. It has no flinch charge smashes. It's powered up in certain situations. I don't remember exactly, but this Bowser, I mean, you'll get to see later, because I do show off what the Amiibos that I use in this, what their stats and things like that are. But like this Bowser is just, it's a fucking beast. And of course I named it Bowser. You gotta say it like that. Bowser! That sounds like Bowser's Amiibo. Also, why is PictoChat playing in the Donkey Kong stage? I just realized that. But yeah, that Bowser made quick, short work of her. It only gained a level. So maybe you want to give it more stock so that it's a longer battle. Speaking of some of my greatest Amiibos, this Little Mac Amiibo is pretty incredible. It is insanely strong and quick. And look at that, it has a great recovery. The only problem with this Little Mac, it never uses its KO punch, but then also it has the no flinch, I said it again, no flinched charge smashes. So I will say this Little Mac Amiibo is pretty freaking beast. It's one of the better ones that I've done, but it came towards the end of my Amiibo training days. Like, look at that, that was just, fuck. And of course, the Mac Tonight name had to do that. So that was legit a minute, so you're not going to be able to train it that much in a minute. So now we're going to switch it to Mario. Iced Mario, the Ice Flower costume for Mario, which I really love. It doesn't get enough credit. This is before, of course, we had Wedding Mario and Mario Maker Mario. But yeah, we have Mario on the Dr. Wily stage. And he's got the Fire Flower, which just shoots straight, like, forward, which is so... I will admit, it's probably not that good, but it just looks cool. It looks so different. I think that might be the only thing that... No, he has a stronger cape, that's what I remember. A very much stronger cape. And this Mario is really good, too. This Mario is probably one of my better Amiibos as well. Because Mario in this game, in Wii U, is a really great character. Like, in general, Mario is a very viable character to play as, like, tournament-wise, anything-wise. Mario is pretty good. So I don't know how he didn't get hit by that. Iced Mario, giving her 2 levels. Now we're going to do this again. We're going to save all the Amiibos. This is me editing through it, because this would take forever if I showed off every little thing. That's another thing that's annoying about using Amiibos. Saving them can just be kind of a chore. Now I'm going to show off... Also, if you don't save it for a while, you don't bring it back to the screen, look how much stuff you'll end up getting. I actually got a new Fox custom move there. And some of these Amiibos I've made without, you know, doing the whole custom move thing. Like, using having all of the custom moves available, because it's such a long process to get custom moves in this game. There, you can kind of freeze frame and see for yourself what my Amiibos all kind of have. Like Bowser, for instance, he has, let's see, Hyper Smash attacks, improved attack at 0, and improved attack in the crisis. So not even no flinch charge smash, it's just Hyper Smash. Also, that DDD Storm thing looks very intriguing. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look at that at some point. Alright, now we're speeding up again. I learned from this later, and I just cut it out, but I had sped these up for a bit, like here, so... There we go, saving Palutena again. After the changes. And look at that, I unlocked all of Fox's special moves. So next time, when I went and saw an amiibo that I wanted, it ended up being Luigi. Luigi wasn't the only one I got that day, because I got 2 of them at the same time. It wasn't any of these guys, but you guys remember the 3-pack with these characters? That was a great day. So anyways, now that we're at level 30 or 30-ish, I start incorporating not just 1v1s, but we're gonna have a 4-way. We got Barney Zard, because he's purple, Huck Dunt, because that's just funny, and Waluigi, because it's fucking Waluigi, that's awesome. So we got 2 purple characters. Also, Luigi's like stopping there for a second is great. Alright, but at this point, I would kind of switch from the Final Destination stages, go for more Battlefield-esque. Like Battlefield, like Dreamland, like stages shaped like that. And the Miiverse stage, because, it used to be way more entertaining to show off training Amiibos when you could see all of their stuff in the background, like the Miiverse posts of people rooting for the Amiibos. But unfortunately, it's not a thing anymore. That really sucks. I wish they could have, like, archived some Miiverse posts and just kept them here, because now it's just a green Battlefield with Wii music. But this is kind of what you want. You kind of want to then switch to, let's see if our Amiibo can handle more people around, or more other, like, combatants, like, around it. You train it for a bit in 1v1s, but then you move on, you gradually increase it. Don't go straight for 8-player stuff right away. So for a bit, have it 1 versus 3, not like a team battle, but you know what I mean, a free-for-all with 3 other characters. Hell, you could do it 1 and then 2 other characters. If that's how you want to gradually increase it. I will say I love my Duck Hunt. My Charizard has the Dragon Rush ability, which is the thing, like, it's so much better than, not Volt Tackle, the fire move that's like Volt Tackle. I can't remember it at this point, like, right now, but the Dragon Rush is just such a better side smash move, and you can't use it anymore because it just doesn't exist in, it just doesn't exist in Ultimate. Granted, you can't just play as Charizard in Ultimate either anymore, but I do believe if you use the Pokemon Trainer, also that was just a funny entrance, an end, and I have the Wind Gust Duck Hunt up B as well.
Not always about the treasure, Mario. Sometimes it's about the Mets. I love the Mets. Let's go, Mets. Get the homer on the Mets. I love the Mets.
Sorry about that. Donkey Kong.
Falcon! 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 Falcon Cat! Falcon! Come on!
Donkey Kong was the 5th ever Amiibo I got. I bought him by himself. Just to note that. Wario is one of my best ones that I have, because he heals based on the damage he does. His special move, the eating move, they actually gave it healing properties in Ultimate, which I think is really cool, because it's kind of like, in my estimate, like, I was trying to say, like, well, eating, like what Wario does here, should give him health. And they actually made that a thing. I'm like, wow, they really actually did that. That's kind of crazy. Like, when he does that, his special eating move. I think Wario, though, this Wario is one of the best Amiibos that I have. Also based on that fact. Also, he's just a jack of all trades. He's fast, he's strong, and he has good defense. Also, the Captain Falcon, I gave more maneuverability. His Falcon punch moves him a bit forward. Gives him a bit more, maneuverability. And I believe I gave him the lightning fast Falcon kick as well. But here, you want to give it, like, more basic Amiibos to do free-for-alls with. Some of them, like, I kind of want to do, like, a combination. like give it like a strong character, a middle character. So like a heavy character, Charizard, a character that's not too fat, like a more balanced character, I guess like Duck Hunt, and then a fast character like Luigi there. Speaking of fast, let's go Fox. But Fox is kind of more balanced. Damn, I didn't realize how fast this was going. But there, that shows you the 4th amiibo that was part of my original set. When I bought the Luigi amiibo, I also bought the Pac-Man amiibo. And let me tell you, pound for pound, this Pac-Man might be the best amiibo that I have. This Pac-Man would always win in my many battles between the original 4 amiibos. The Pac-Man one was the best one, and that's also considering like the Bowser, which is really great, and the Luigi, which is pretty great too. But Pac-Man, like Wario, he heals based on, you know, damage he does. And just Pac-Man in general, it just does so much intricate moves and things like that. Like, it's really the out-of-the-box intricate amiibos. Like, I would consider Wario, I would consider Duck Hunt, I would consider Pac-Man. Like, just do a lot of intricate shit, I almost said. That really can, like, be the best amiibo because it's so complex, but it somehow learns how to do those complex things very well. Also, before, Palutena wasn't used to her recovery being so small, so, you know, I mean her up special recovery being so bad, so she didn't realize that she wasn't going to be able to make it back. My Lucari Ogre has a thing where it starts at 30% health, and it's basically, like, also powered up in a crisis, so that when it is, when it's being used, you know, when it gets to that point of, like, critical health, it will actually just, like, it'll be in rage mode a lot quicker, basically. Lucario is definitely one you want to be, like, up the damage early on so they can get to rage mode faster. Because that can protect it when it's in a harsher, you know, environment. Like, you can easily give it, like, oh, implement 30 damage on it, implement 60 damage on it. But that when it gets to the higher damage, it's more protected. I wouldn't say the Lucari Ogre, because green, is one of the better amiibos that I have. It's kind of in the mid-range, I would say, but I have a lot of them that are trained, so, you know, it's kind of hard not to have some that are in the mid-range. But, I would say that it is, you know, it's a good way of making things different for each amiibo. Also, Lil Mac with that big jump, that yumpy yumper. And here, I'm kind of like, oh shit, Palutena didn't gain a level here. So that means I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to start doing things a little bit differently. You gotta, like, adapt to it, you know, you gotta change things up. So I believe I have one more battle here that I'm gonna do in this session. Oh, no, maybe not, because this was a 2-day thing. This is still part of the first session, and then I did it another day because I couldn't fit it all in one night. But here I'm still incorporating, you know, attack, but also attack will lower speed. So I already have defense to the lowest that it is possible, because adding. Wait, what is it? Oh no. Interesting. So no, it's speed. If you use speed, it lowers attack. If you use defense, it lowers speed. I don't know. Some of them are kind of like that. But yeah, so here I'm like, alright. It couldn't gain as much health with 3 stock and several opponents. So now I'm going to try 4 stock with 1 opponent, and I'm going to add the Smash Ball. And here's Palutena's first final smash. Hey! Good job, my pal. Also, I love doing stages like, technically turn illegal stages, which Duck Hunt was one of them. So you don't have to do just straight Final Destination stages. You could do a stage that sort of is like turn illegal, like a basic stage. It helps to kind of I mean, it depends, because I didn't want really, like, I don't like playing stages that much with, like, crazy effects. So, to get the Amiibo more accustomed to things like that, like, if you want to get your Amiibo accustomed to weird stage gimmicks, you know, that's your prerogative, go for it. But me, it's just not, I more so care more about getting it to know battle mechanics, as it, you know, jumps high as fuck in the air and does some weird shit. Also, Pac-Man is one of the best final smashes in the game, so, you know, there's that. But I am happy to see that Palutena was able to escape that very well. So, like, obviously, the training is starting to work very well. She's good at spiking. I was trying to show her how to do that before. And she got a kill on one of my best Amiibos right there. And she just did a taunt. Very nice, very nice. So all that stuff, it did work. And it looks like she's gonna just barely miss getting another kill there. I don't think she gets it. No, she does get a kill. She does get a kill. Yeah, she gets a kill right there, which is good. So she took 2 stocks from one of my best Amiibos. Not bad at all. She is getting better. So you see, sometimes you do have to change stuff up a little bit.
You will die. Not into the pit. It burns. Die. Die.
Die! Alright, so we're gonna use Ganondorf, which my Ganondorf is pretty good. Not as good as my Bowser as far as heavies, but I think still very, very good. I love just making the heavy characters just fucking large abomination killing machines. And Rob I would also consider a heavy. This Rob is actually pretty good. I didn't give it enough credit, but I think it was because of, like, the end of, like, you know, when I was fucking with Amiibos that I had gotten the Rob and I trained the Rob. But also I love the name that I gave the Rob. I mean, obviously, because that's why I did it. It's VR32. I don't think Virtual Boy fit in the name. Like, it was just slightly too big. So I believe VR32 is the I believe it was the, like, in development name of the Virtual Boy. It's what it was, like, the name of the Virtual Boy was kind of going to be before launch. So that's why I named it VR32. I believe I made Rob more defensive than anything. This is why he's pretty slow. But yeah, this Rob is pretty good. Anyways, there goes Palutena. Oh yeah, and I gave Ganon the Warlock Punch where he has the sword. But yeah, Bowser, still one of my best Amiibos. So clearly he can handle this Ganondorf, which I named Warlock because, you know, the Warlock Punch and such. So yeah, we got 2 more levels for Palutena. That's kind of how it's gonna go when you get to these points. It's gonna go up by 2, basically every time, which is good because, you know, at this point we're only 12 away from 50, and 50, of course, is the cap. If you want to level up your Amiibo after 50, you're gonna have to start over. But anyways, this is also the point where I would try to collect sets. So I wanted to have the complete Mario Smash Brothers set. I didn't show off, but I do have the Rosalina one. You'll see that later. And here we're gonna get, like, some more, you know, we're moving to 5, or gradually moving it up. So I have one of my, I think my Zelda one's pretty good. My Peach one is pretty decent. My Jigglypuff one is, I would say, very good. Because the Jigglypuff, it gradually heals over time. It just always is healing. So, like, if the Jigglypuff can avoid confrontation for a bit, which Jigglypuff, being floaty as it is pretty good at doing, like, avoiding shit and just hitting when the time is right. Jigglypuff can be pretty good. Or Sleepy Puff, because it's got the sleepy hat. But now Palutena's at 39. Still getting riggedy wrecked. But, again, if it's a fast and attack-based Amiibo, it's gonna get killed a lot more than if you did a damaged one. Also, there was the Sleepy Toad there. That was probably Peach's best, like, Toad kind of move, because it puts them to sleep. It just leaves them open to attack. Anyways, a bunch of shit just happened. Sleepy Puff takes the dub. Even though it died first, it had 2 lives left. Sleepy Puff. And that was the perfect end screen. I had to, like, show that there. But now, Palutena's at 40. Also, the name Cindelda, based on Sindel with the gray hair. And also, I don't know why it said this is not the correct amiibo. I think I put an amiibo that I hadn't used in that little round of playing. So, it just, that's the message that you'll get. Also, if you know the equipment is actually itself references to certain franchises. Like this one that has, like, the X attack for Pokemon. I thought he makes a noise there. Pac-Man doesn't make shit noise. Oh yeah, he's more defensive. No wonder he's so good. Like, there's a banana from Donkey Kong. Like, they're just little things. It's like little tiny references. Peach. Which the amiibo for Peach, the dress itself is like a weird, thick, like, plastic material. It is kind of weird. Stronger item throws I gave to her because she has, you know, the thing she plucks stuff from the ground. I hate that you can get custom moves that you already have as a gift. Like, it's nothing. It's not a quantity item. But yeah, I gave him the wizard stuff. Heroic Sacred Treasures for Kid Icarus, of course. What did I give you? Oh, it's just the Pound Blitz is the only one. I guess that's probably the only other thing I had. I don't recall what I did for the Zelda. Let's see. Alright, Bruiser with other abilities as well. Alright, so not bad. Just kind of overall good one. You can also get Mii costumes, which like the hat means. Lucari Ogre. I feel like I struggled with like what I actually wanted to make him specialize in. I mean, I knew I wanted to do
You shall be purified.
the rage mechanic. So I guess maybe I should have made him more defensive, but I like attack with a little bit of defense is good. He didn't need to be speedy. Again, I kind of just went overboard with the speed and attack here. So Palutena is basically like Sonic, except Palutena. Alright, now we crank things up a notch. Also, Wario is known as Wario Man because he has the double final smash thing. So he gets, you know, to get Wario Man a couple of times. And he could have picked any of the, you know, the Koopalings for that. I picked Ludwig and I named him Prodigy because I believe when you use Ludwig in the boxing ring, that's the name that it gives the background. Like, you know, when you have, like, when we saw with Kirby, it was like Kirby and the King of the whatever, like Kirby versus King Dedede, they had a special nickname for them. Ludwig's is the Prodigy, so I just named him Prodigy. And I think it was probably, I couldn't fit the Prodigy. Although somehow I could fit Mac Tonight, but I guess I couldn't use a space there. Like, that was just barely. And, like, I don't have a space for Sleepy Puff. So, like, that's, with Mac Tonight, if you read that there, with Sleepy Puff, that's as many letters that you could use in the space. So now, we want to level things up a little bit. In the last levels, 40 to 50, I like doing 8-player Smash, 7-player Smash, with, you know, the stages like Big Battlefield, like Temple, like maybe even Palutena's place, but never Great Cave Offensive. Fuck that level. I also think the Prodigy, the Bowser Jr. amiibo, is also one of my better ones. Because, again, it's like the oddball, weird amiibos that end up doing the best, I find. Like, I could say Little Mac and Bowser are great, but the oddball, weird amiibos can kind of just stick around. Like the Robs, the Pac-Man, the Wario especially. Like, they end up being really good. I mean, granted, the raw skill of a Mario or a Luigi still is pretty good and helpful. Anyways, we got Gigamac. which you walk around and you fight your Gigamac. Doesn't really do much, I don't think, here. Also, Gigamac compared to, like, Giga Bowser is way smaller, which is pretty funny. But that's before, like, they changed it to where Gigamac just does a, like a moto attack. Oops, I hit the mic a little bit. We're nearing the end of this video. I guess I should start talking about what Amiibos in general did for me. Like, during the time of Smash Brothers, Wii U, like, Amiibos were few and far between. I started collecting them late, so not at drop, but then when new ones would drop, I would, like, it's the only time I ever camped out for anything for Black Friday was for an Amiibo drop, and it was just to get Ike, basically, and a restock. Like, I would stay up to date on when Amiibos would be getting restocked in places. There was a time where they restocked a bunch at Best Buy, like Marth and a couple other ones that I didn't have. And I was like, I gotta go to fucking Best Buy right after school to get them with my friends. And I did, and it was just amazing to, you know, be able to just experience that. I would see online, like, oh, we're getting a restock at Toys R Us on like a weekend. I would go there, and I would meet, like, oh, you're here too? Like, another friend that collects Amiibos would just be there. You know, like, you would just, like, an Amiibo drop became an event that made Smash Bros. Wii U more unique than any other Smash game up to that point. It gave it, like, a little more, like, not everybody that played Smash is gonna Amiibo collect. And sure, I'm talking about, oh, I'm paying for a piece of plastic that doesn't really add all that much to the game, and, like, it's optional. But it added another layer of the game, which was fun, and just seeing how I can make these Amiibos so crazy and wacky, you know, it was just such a fun thing to do. I would go home, train it, and then my friends would come over, and I would just have them challenge it, and they'd be like, what the fuck, it's so tough, like, holy shit, like, it's just, how do you even beat this? And, you know, I had some very good Smash players in my group, you know, I wouldn't say I was the best, I definitely wasn't the best, but, you know, some of my friends that were better than me, like, also there's a Mew right there, I add Pokeballs and assist trophies, because when I would play with Amiibos and stuff like that, I would generally do an 8-player Smash with Master Balls and assist trophies and Final Smashes on high. Just because it's, like, so chaotic and fun. And do teams also. But I'm getting off track of what I was trying to say. Doing Amiibo tournaments, or just putting Amiibos in tournaments, like, to see how they would stack up, and then getting all the way to the end. Bringing an Amiibo to school, and, like, putting it into your 3DS to see, like, because you could do that. You could scan it into a 3DS. Some 3DSs, like the new 3DS, it came with the ability to do that. They also sold, like, a add-on that you could plug into the 3DS in order to scan it in. You just have them fight, you know, like, people, and it was just very fun. Like, I believe on several occasions, I brought an Amiibo to school, and at lunch, you know, have it fight somebody, and they did that to me, like, test, you know, your Amiibo. You know, we would leave school and be like, there's an Amiibo drop today, we gotta go to this Toys R Us after school, or gotta go to this Best Buy, or Target, or whatever, to get the exclusives. At some point, they just weren't being restocked all that much, so some of them I had to get through eBay, or I had to get through outside sellers, like other means, like reselling. Some of them didn't come in their package because I bought it off someone else, and they would just, you know, depending on how they would be, like, wrapped, it would be so interesting to get them. Sometimes they were a little bent, and it was, but I ended up fixing it. One I know I bought off of, I bought my Ness off of a friend, a younger friend of mine that was just selling it, and Ness was kind of rare at that point, so I was like, holy shit, I can get a Ness, that's great. Also, I like how Palutena was able to get the Final Smash there. Only got 1 kill though. Little Mac tonight. Just, also, you know, eventually, the Amiibos, I would have so many that I couldn't train them all, and I still haven't, like I said, to this day. So then they became about, alright, I want to, like, I love using them, so I will always take them out of the package and things like that. Maybe not right away, just so I can admire them in its packaging for a while, because I don't keep the packaging. But just to have it, like, decorated. Like, I had it in front, like, I had Amiibos lined up in front of the living room of my TV during high school because it looked cool. And then I had shelves where, I had the Amiibos, like, just set up in my room because my collection was growing. I couldn't keep them out in the living room. You know, eventually, in my current room, I had made shelves so that I could show off my Amiibos up on the shelves and look really nice. And I made my own stand out of cardboard to have them. Then, finally, a couple months ago, ordered stands off of Amazon. And now I have these nice, like, glass thin, you know, stands that make them all look just super nice. Granted, it can't fit all of them, but it fits a good amount of them. You'll see in a bit later what I mean by that. But to get back into, you know, training the Amiibos, we're at the point where we're almost to the end. Unfortunately, you can't... Also, I don't know what I did here that said that, but, getting to the point where if I want to change up the Amiibos that I'm using, I have to save them all, because you can't use more than 8 at a time. So if you scan 8 of them in already to a battle, you can't get rid of one and then scan another one. You have to go out and change, you know, you have to save them all and things like that. But it also gives it a good time for us to feed the Amiibo, you know. That's also an important part of training, is to know when to feed the Amiibo at the right time, so that it gets the most out of its abilities and can learn to work with itself. It's like, you know, a 1-year-old trying to learn how to use its legs to walk. You gotta let it learn how to use the skills that you give it. Here, I'm going for hard, heavy characters so that it can learn how to deal with strong-ass characters. Only 7 here. I don't know if I had any other heavy characters. I did have a King DDD that I tried, but it's still at level 1. I didn't want to, you know, I want to devote specific time to train that DDD. But we're at 44 now. I believe there's at least 2 more battles after. No, there's at least 1 more battle after this. But also we get to see this large Palutena stage where 8-player battles, like especially ones with like items and shit, I actually really enjoy this level. It's so much better than Great Cave Offensive. That level is just fucking offensive. It is just a mess. Like, no matter what you do with it, like, you can still see where you're fighting, no matter if there's 2 characters fighting at each corner of the map. Great Cave Offensive is so damn big. Like, what the fuck do you even do with it, with its size? Also, we got Giga Bowser, and he's kind of fucked. Alright, he's gonna get up there, he's gonna get him, and it just goes away. Now it's down to the original heavies, DK and Bowser. I would say my Conky Dong is pretty good, also. And yeah, it gets killed by Keldeo, because fucking Keldeo is broken. Also, I stepped away for a second, so the screen went blacker. And I added Dark Sonic to this, because why not? Fuck it. Dark Sonic is the most like Palutena amiibo. Also, when you make an amiibo so strong, and it does a powerful attack, the game will, like that, the game will freeze for a second to be like, oh shit, we gotta process this, process how much this attack is gonna be. Like, I think a fully charged Bowser side smash at 0 will just, like, fucking stall the game out for a second. Also, this is the last time you'll get to see Bowser's original moveset, because Giga Bowser still has the original Bowser moveset from Melee. For some reason, they didn't change it, which I guess they would have had to make newer animations, and it just didn't work for Giga Bowser, I guess. Because, as you know, in Ultimate, they changed the way Final Smashes work, so you don't have that transformation smash. This one kind of surprised me, though. We had Barney's Art and VR32 were the last two ones, and there's Mew again. Mew also spawning trophies. I think Mew just spawned Arceus, which is pretty funny. And then VR32 makes Sparkman appear. Anyways, Palutena's at 48 now. And here we have what I believe is the last battle to get Palutena to 50. Luigi's Mansion is also one of the 8-player stages, because again, you can only play certain stages as 8-player in this game. Also, they traded that assist trophy like 3 different times just then. So, we have this last battle. I intermittently changed up the stocks if you've been paying attention, just to make sure like it gets the 2 levels. Palutena is already at 49, so with 7 stock left, it is impossible for it to go through the rest of it without being 50. Also, this is the last time you get to see the DK Final Smash, because he got like Donkey Konga Fists of Death in the next one. I believe this is where Palutena gets her final level. I believe. There it is. Palutena's at 50. I meant to say officially. She's a 50, level 50. So I hope you enjoyed being a part of this journey to get Palutena to level 50. That's basically how I would train an amiibo, kind of abridged. I didn't show everything off. But that's kind of the skill set I used to, and I've made some pretty damn good amiibos. So if you followed that, you should be able to create pretty decent amiibos. I think the one thing, like I said, I didn't do good with is I should have made her more defensive instead of attack-based, because she's, you know, very easy to kill. But being good at escaping damage and being able to take it too probably would have made her better, I think. But overall, I think she was trained pretty well. And you know, I think most of these amiibos, which I trained pretty much the same way, were all trained very well indeed. Anyways, Palutena's done. We will not see more of her, but also I showed this. Rob's still pissed off at the Charizard for the last one. There's his Final Smash that was made different for this game, because his Final Smash in Brawl was kind of trash. And right before Captain Hot Dog Man was gonna get defeated right there, Warlock died first. And yeah, Hot Dog Man, because Captain Hot Dog is a thing, and also his color. But that is it for my pal. And one last time, we're gonna take the gifts from this amiibo, the prizes that they've won,
You shall be
and we're
purified.
gonna feed it more equipment one last time, just to cement its stats. But yeah, guys, that was my training an amiibo. So if you wanted kind of a guide to sort of train amiibos, I think it would still kind of work in Ultimate. I mean, obviously get rid of the custom moves and such, you know, that. I don't know that the bonus effects, I don't know if they're still there. Because I think what you do instead is you give them, you feed it with spirits? Yeah, you do feed it with spirits. So it works kind of differently. Like, the spirits have also their own things that they can do. So, you know, when we play Ultimate, I'll kind of get more into that. But I think generally the way amiibos are handled in this game is the best that they had ever been. So we're gonna save Palutena. And before we go, I'm gonna show you guys just, you know, some moments throughout history with all these amiibos that I have. Like, just over the course of time, I've cherished, like, getting these amiibos. Every single time I would get one, I would try to document it. I would try to, like, pose it with the other amiibos. I would, you know, show off all the sets that I got of, like, these are all the Zelda ones, these are all the Kirby ones, like, these are all this ones, and these ones that go together. I couldn't find every single picture because I believe I had it on another phone that I don't think I have, or I don't know where it is, because I switched phones at one point during high school. over time, different rooms that I had, the different ways that I would show them off, I would always try to have them in order of their Smash appearance. Even before that was like made a thing in Ultimate, like the main way of kind of illustrating where the Smash characters should kind of line up. That's how I would always keep them, and I always just loved just admiring the Amiibos. Sometimes when I have them in my room the way that they are, I truly admire all of the Amiibos that I have. Like, you know, the just from the top down. Like, I love that the first one that I have there is Mario. I love that the first one I have on the second shelf is Sonic. I love that I just love, like, sometimes I just love looking at the way that they are and just seeing, like, wow, I accomplished this. Like, I set out to get every Amiibo, and eventually I accomplished it. And it took a while, man. They finally released the last Amiibo, which is Sora, like not even a few months ago. And I finally got them all. I don't have space for all of them in this configuration here, but I have them here, though, the Minecraft ones, the ARMS, the Min, the Kazuya, Banjo. Oh no, Banjo's at the top. Basically, the last string of DLC characters, I kind of had to fit them in somewhere. And I hadn't opened the Xenoblade one, which I got for Christmas, and the Sora one, which I pre-ordered roughly around the same time as the holidays. And then I finally got it, and I have every Amiibo. Except for Robin, female Robin. I'll get it eventually. Especially since I would mostly play with the female Robin when I would play as Robin. But, so, yeah, these are just... Amiibos aren't for everyone. And granted, you might say that paying for a plastic toy from Nintendo just to have and collect dust, it might be a waste. But generally, buy whatever you want. Spend your money the way you want to spend it. How it makes you happy. I get happy from seeing all of these Amiibos that I have over here. I am happy for being able to train them and giving them their own unique personalities and being able to show them off, and just the act of collecting them when I was in high school just generally was just such a fun experience, and I'm able to remember and cherish that experience because of looking back. I can't transport myself back to that time period, but I can still look at these Amiibos and say, hey, this is when I got this one this time. This one I got from this place. This one was the first one I got. This was the second, the third, the fourth. This was the last one. This was the last one for Wii U that I got. All of that, it still means something to me. And no matter where I go, these Amiibos will be always with me. I don't think I'm ever going to sell them. I don't plan on selling them. I plan on being able to, show it to my children. Look, I collected these, and I made it an effort to collect these, and, do with it what I want. I was able to do it. Just the act of being able to accomplish something and having proof of it is enough to say, just to keep this around as a reminder of your achievement. And generally, the act of collecting the Amiibo, training the Amiibo, finding them in whatever locations they might be, eBay, or just a random seller from somewhere, just, a friend that doesn't want it anymore, just all the unique and different ways that I got these Amiibo and trained them, it's all experiences that I want to cherish, and you can never transport yourself back to those experiences, but damn it, you can remember, you can have it as a token of a memory token. There we go. That's Sonic Frontiers. But that is it for this Amiibo episode. Thank you guys all for watching. Next time, we're going to be going a little bit more over custom moves, and we're going to be making a brand new Mii Fighter, and I'm going to show you guys how that works. Maybe we'll make a gunner, a brawler, and a sword character. I think that's what we're going to do. And I'll show you guys the whole way to do that. And then we're gonna show how to create a stage, because it is different in Stage Builder now because we have the gamepad. You kind of have a bit more freedom when making a stage. So I'll show you guys how that works, and yeah, that might finish up the creative aspect of Smash Wii U. And folks, we're nearing the end of Smash Wii U in general. This was a great part that I wanted to illustrate to you guys. Like, Amiibos mean a lot to me, and I needed to be able to show off in some form or fashion, you know, because they were a part of my Smash Wii U experience to a great amount. I mean, still to my Smash Brothers experience in general. Amiibos will always have a special place in my heart. And I hope they are for those out there who also collect. They're freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more from this channel. I hope to get getting back to uploading more regularly. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Take care as always, and peace. Yeah! Oh shit! No! I'll try again. Oh, that was horrible. Alright, at least you can always try again. I don't even know, like, what beating it up will do.